Well, good morning, everybody. We're trying something new here, and what I want to do is figure some stuff out. But right now, I figure it out like I normally do. We just do it and then determine if it's good or not. And the next time we do it better. That's kind of the MO here. So I'm setting up a dual live here. Okay. Well, this is Joe Grumbine here with the Gardens of Hope, sporting my new Gardens of Hope shirt, and I'm super grateful for the donation. I want to talk about the Gardens of Hope. Unfortunately, the Gardens of Hope YouTube channel is still new, and I had to get it approved to broadcast this, so it's going to be another day or so, and then we'll be able to do this live from the Gardens of Hope YouTube channel. But I did put this up on the old Grumbine Joe or Joe Grumbine YouTube channel, and we'll see how that goes. I haven't used that much in the last 10 years almost, but uh, we'll see what happens. This is the first episode, and I will probably run this for 5 or 10 minutes, probably closer to five. And we'll see. People jump on, start asking questions, then we'll get deeper into it. But what I want to do is talk about the Gardens of Hope. This is a new project, it's a new nonprofit. It's actually something that's not very new at all. It started almost over 15 years ago, but got put on a shelf for a while and just got brought back to life in January. So, January of this year, so 4.5 months ago, we incorporated Gardens of Hope, and then by February we got our 501c3 registered. So the federal government says we're a nonprofit. We are able to raise money and give a tax donation or a tax write-off for any donations raised. And that's what I want to talk about is what's this all about? People are now getting a little interested. We've been putting up all kinds of video clips about our place. You see behind me, we're at the Willow Creek Springs Garden, and that's the current home of Gardens of Hope. But it's not just located there. Gardens of Hope is a project. It's a foundation. It's a nonprofit, and the idea is therapeutic horticulture and education using gardens and nature. And this can happen anywhere in the world. And as a lifetime gardener, as a lifetime farmer, I almost never get sick. I deal with stress, and we'll talk about some of those things in upcoming episodes, I'm sure. But being outside, being in the sun, working with your hands, taking care of things, being mindful, experiencing nature. I keep looking up because I got a big old black bumblebee that's buzzing around a potato bush just just on the other side of me, and it's so incredible to watch nature just be nature. You listen to the birds singing behind me. That's all therapeutic, and these are all things that we've spent 25 years building this garden here, and now we're opening our doors to people, and we're we're going to, let's see, I got to try to figure this thing out. I've got some people starting to log in. Whoa. And I am still totally figuring out how to do this right. I don't have the right equipment yet, but we'll get it. We'll get it. We're working on everything. And so if you are in here, feel free to chime in. I'm here to answer questions as much as anything, and show people how to get involved. So, again, what is the Gardens of Hope? It's a place. It's a concept. We have a garden that's getting started in um, Texas right now. That's going to be run by a disabled veteran and a participant of this project. And we have Eddie Flores, who is, sorry, I'm trying to do more than one thing at once. And as most people realize, you can really only do one thing well at a time. And so I'm trying to do two or three things at a time. So obviously, I'm not doing them as well as could be, but we're going to get better at this. And hopefully, we'll get more interesting at the same time. It's kind of not all that interesting to watch a guy fumble around and try to share a message. Um, but that's how we do it. We do it by doing it. Therapeutic horticulture, horticultural therapy. Those are things that are not synonymous, but kind of are. You know, the idea of using nature to heal yourself. Um, you got an injury, you need to get a little range of motion. You can go to the uh, rehabilitation place, physical therapy, and you get put on rubber bands and get exercises, or maybe you pick up a pair of cutters and you start trimming leaves off of a sick plant, or maybe you get a shovel and you dig in and start planting some plants or seeds, or maybe you wind something along a trellis, or maybe you have a husky dog and you go and pet her. Maybe you just pet that husky dog. That's something we could do. Or maybe a buddy. Maybe you got yourself another dog. Anyways, these are all things that can happen. Um, you got grief, you got anxiety, you're battling with a relationship problem, dealing with an addiction, all the different kinds of problems that come up in life. Come into a peaceful, quiet place. You know, what do people do? They go to the beach and they go down and sit listen to the waves. You go to the mountains and you sit and listen to the stream or the forest or the birds. This is all therapeutic. All of these things and more, and we're going to get talking about different projects and how they are therapeutic in future episodes. This is really just a introductory, getting my feet wet and figuring this stuff out. But I just want to share the idea. The idea of the Gardens of Hope, from my point of view, is creating a community of like-minded people. You know, we've created the Healthy Living community with a podcast and a blog and a forum, a place where people who care about living healthy and liberty and you know, we have things in common that bring us together. This is a place where we can be together, work together, plan together, create together, and that's what I'm encouraging um, practitioners, healers, people who wish to be healed, and encouraging you to come and participate in this. There's We have tours available. We're creating projects, and we're creating classes and workshops. We're creating events. We're creating retreats, all sorts of different things. We have all kinds of plans, all kinds of projects planned, and we're encouraging you. Hello, Candace. Look at you. You came and joined me. How sweet is that? My beautiful little daughter has come to say hi. And the community that we're building right now are people that we've known for years and years and years, and also people that are just finding out. So, you know, what happens is when something's important and you start putting energy at it, you broadcast, you know, in an invisible wavelength. And all of a sudden, it's just like you buy a red car and then you're driving on the road and you start seeing red cars. You never saw red cars before. You whatever you get a new kind of plant, you get a dog that you never had before. All of a sudden you see them everywhere. It's You change your frequency a little bit. Well, we're working on the gardens and healing and education and children and disabled folks, veterans, all kinds of people that could use some help. And all of a sudden, that's happening. Just a couple of days ago, we had somebody walk into our shop and ask us what's going on, what are we doing, and turned out this person was very interested in the kind of work that we're doing. Had no way to know by walking into our Willow Creek Springs uh, office that there was this thing. And yesterday we spent a couple of hours talking together, and we're going to be working together. So the projects that we have right now involve, we have an active set of gardens. We grow in vegetables. We have a hugel culture that demonstrates permaculture techniques. We're demonstrating electroculture. We're demonstrating vermiculture. We're growing mealworms. We have composting. We have medicinal herbs we're growing. We're going to be demonstrating all kinds of techniques of propagation. We're doing air layering, seed planting, division, all kinds of different techniques to learn. We're learning about magnetism. We have a seasonal stream. We're going to be learning about water life, and we're going to learn about the dynamics of nature and so many things that we're going to be bringing to this. We have a project right now of creating our um, botanical garden. So what we're doing is we're taking old bricks and blocks, and we are painting them and giving kids a chance to participate and label all of the plants out here. So when somebody comes out here, they can go and look and see what something is. And we're just getting started. So we're going to be building a sensory garden so that autistic kids and other, actually everybody, can experience different sensory experiences and mindfulness projects. We're doing earthing. We created a raised bed garden with sand around it that people can walk barefoot around and get that experience of connecting with the earth. There's lots of things that people have asked, well, what can I do? And I guess we'll close this up. We're 12 minutes into it. I don't want to go too long just rambling away. But I do want to answer some questions that have come up. So people say, well, what can I do? You know, we are a nonprofit. We were out at the tractor store yesterday, and there was a nonprofit out in front. And these people were fundraising, trying to raise money. And I says, well, yeah, that's good. We could definitely use some money. With money, we could build, more projects and make this thing work even better. But we don't necessarily just need that. You know, there's a lot of things people could donate. Um, Plants, seeds, building materials, tools of all kinds, anything that might be useful in a garden, vehicles. You know, it'd be great to have a little utility vehicle to put around out here. Um, Labor, volunteers, we definitely need volunteers. We've had a lot of great volunteers out here so far, and we're going to continue doing that. Skilled labor, we definitely have some projects that are going to require electricians and plumbers, carpenters, and that sort of thing. Um, any and all of those things would be fantastic. And also, we're setting up an eBay store so that if somebody donates an item that we don't necessarily have a use for here at the garden, we can auction it off and use those funds to make our projects work. Anyways, this is the beginning of a conversation, and hopefully, oh, geez, what the hell am I thinking? I totally forgot. The biggest one of all, we're growing microgreens. And microgreens are sprouts, young plants that are becoming sort of a rage. They're kind of a fad, but the truth is they're super good for you. They're nutrient packed, contain up to 40 times the amount of nutrients that the vegetables themselves do. Broccoli, radishes, salad greens, sunflowers, peas, all different types of microgreens. We're starting to produce them, and we're going to make them available. And all 100% of the proceeds raised from selling these microgreens or getting donations from them are going to go to building this project. So if you're a practitioner or a healer or wish to be involved in using this place here for a project or to bring a client or have a session here, I encourage that. I welcome it. Get a hold of us. If you are somebody who has children or just wishes to visit the garden and maybe see how this can work for you, uh, get with us. Or thegardensofhope.org is our website, and I will figure out more about how to make this work better, not be so clumsy. All right, folks, thank you for being here, and we'll be back soon.